The Royal Tank Regiment is outdated. In modern warfare, tanks are just giant metal coffins waiting to be destroyed by drones and missiles because they're useless. Except that's complete rubbish. Watch this video to find out why, and welcome back to the war. To understand the Royal Tank Regiment, you have to go back to the trenches of World War I. By 1915, the Western Front had become a slaughterhouse. Machine guns, artillery, and barbed wire had turned the battlefield into a deadlock where thousands of men could die for a few hundred metres of mud. And Britain desperately needed something that could break through. A tracked, armoured vehicle capable of crossing trenches, crushing barbed wire, and protecting soldiers from machine gun fire. The tank. Now here's something a lot of people don't know. The word tank was actually a cover story. Britain wanted to keep the project secret, so workers were told they were building water tanks for the Russians. The name stuck. Then in 1916, tanks were used in combat for the first time during the Battle of the Somme. And although many broke down almost immediately, the psychological effect was unbelievable. Imagine sitting in a trench and suddenly seeing a giant steel machine crawling towards you through artillery smoke for the first time in human history. German troops reportedly panicked. But here's the crazy part. Many senior British officers still didn't believe tanks were the future. They thought they were unreliable, expensive, and too experimental. Sound familiar? Because people are saying almost the exact same thing today. And that's where the story of the Royal Tank Regiment really begins. After the First World War, Britain realised something important. The tank wasn't just a support weapon, it could completely change warfare, and the Royal Tank Regiment became central to that evolution, although initially called the Tank Corps. During the 1920s and 30s, British military thinkers experimented with armoured warfare concepts that would later influence modern mechanised combat. Fast-moving tanks, coordinated assaults, combined arms warfare, not slow trench battles. The scary thing? Germany studied these ideas carefully. A lot of people think Blitzkrieg was invented entirely by the Germans, but Britain was also exploring armoured doctrine before the Second World War. In 1923, the Corps was given the title Royal, with the motto, Fear Naught. Then World War II exploded across Europe. The Royal Tank Regiment found itself thrown into some of the harshest battlefields on earth, especially North Africa. Now most people imagine Europe when they think of World War II tank battles, but the deserts of North Africa became one of the greatest armoured battlegrounds, and conditions were horrific. If you've ever wondered about your grandparents' or great-grandparents' military careers, I am offering limited spaces on our Military Legacy programme. Comment Legacy below and I'll send you the details. Imagine being trapped inside a steel box in over 40-degree heat. Your engine is overheating, sand is jamming equipment, you're exhausted, and somewhere beyond the dust, enemy tanks are hunting you. This was daily life for Royal Tank Regiment crews in North Africa, and they weren't just fighting anyone, they were fighting the forces of German Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, the famous Desert Fox. Now here's something fascinating. Tank warfare in the desert often became a deadly game of detection. Whoever spotted the enemy first usually fired first. At times, Britain lost tanks faster than experienced crews could be replaced, and that created a huge problem people rarely talk about. You can build another vehicle, but you can't quickly replace years of combat experience. So the Royal Tank Regiment adapted, training improved, tactics evolved, coordination between infantry, artillery and armour became stronger, and eventually that adaptation helped turn the tide. Then came El Alamein, one of the most important battles of the entire war, the moment Allied forces finally stopped and pushed back Rommel's advance. But here's the question, could modern soldiers today handle fighting inside those early tanks for days at a time? Let us know in the comments. After World War II, many experts still believe tanks might eventually disappear because of missiles and air power. But the Royal Tank Regiment adapted. Then a new threat emerged, the Soviet Union, and Europe suddenly faced the possibility of mass armoured warfare on a scale even bigger than before. NATO feared that thousands of Soviet tanks could surge across Europe if war broke out, so the Tank Regiment became a key part of Britain's Cold War defence strategy. Their mission was simple on paper: stop a Soviet advance, but in reality that would have been one of the most violent armoured conflicts in human history. British crews spent years training in West Germany preparing for a war everyone hoped would never happen. But here's the eerie part: a lot of those Cold War lessons suddenly feel relevant again today, because Europe is once again talking about large-scale armoured warfare, and tanks are once again dominating the headlines, just not in the way many people expected. This is the debate everyone's having right now. You've probably seen footage from Ukraine showing tanks destroyed by drones or anti-tank missiles, and immediately people say, that's it, tanks are finished. But if tanks are obsolete, why are countries still investing billions into them? Why are armies still upgrading them? Because modern warfare still needs protected firepower, capable of moving through enemy positions and holding ground. Infantry alone can't always do that. Drones alone can't occupy territory, and artillery alone can't exploit breakthroughs. That's why combined armed warfare still matters, and this is where the Royal Tank Regiment remains relevant. Today the regiment operates the Challenger 2 main battle tank, while Britain prepares for the Challenger 3 upgrade programme. And these modern tanks are very different from the steel beasts of World War II. They've become heavily networked battle systems, integrated with drones, sensors, thermal imaging and digital targeting technology. That's the future of armour, not tanks disappearing, tanks evolving, again, like they always have. Here's the reality most people miss. The Royal Tank Regiment doesn't matter because tanks look intimidating. It matters because armoured warfare still delivers shock, speed, protection and overwhelming firepower when used correctly. And history keeps proving the same lesson. Armies that fail to adapt usually lose. The Royal Tank Regiment has survived trench warfare, desert warfare, the Cold War, counterinsurgency conflicts, and now the drone age. Every single time people declared tanks were dead, they've changed. And that may be the biggest lesson of all. Modern warfare constantly evolves, but the need for protected firepower never completely disappears. Now, I want your opinion. Will tanks still dominate battlefields 20 years from now, or will drones eventually replace them completely? Comment below. Now go check out our other videos on Britain's most feared regiments. Hi soldiers, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments and check out our merchant membership programs. And don't forget to comment legacy for your family's military history. And don't forget to check back in again soon. That's an order.